So let me see. We just did our updated your inventory, right? We just did our sales. So now we got to go ahead and deposit that money real quick in our bank account. Okay. For the 2621.91. Right, we can't forget our money in the bank, okay, because we got some employees to pay, right? And that's the next section here is it's payday time, so we need to pay our employees, okay? So again, we have our number one employee, which is Irene, okay? So this is what her W-4 form says, okay? That Irene Jameson so far has worked a total of 8 days, which is a worked of total of 64 hours, and she is filing as a single status, okay? And she is going to claim 0 withholdings, okay? So that means 0, nothing, no extra withholdings, no kids, nothing. So she's going to claim 0 everything, okay? So first thing that we're going to do is go to our subsidiary ledger, and here I have employees. So since she works, right, her shift's going to be from Friday to Tuesday, right? She gets every Wednesday and Thursday off. So let's take a look at our calendar. So she started to work on the 14th of June, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then she skipped Wednesday and Thursday, and then again she did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's a total of 8 days, and she clocked in 64 hours. Okay, so as we can see here, that on our employees worksheet here, I pretty much set this table up for you just so it makes it a little more easier to calculate your withholdings and stuff. So again, total hours she claimed was 64, okay? So therefore, since she's going to get paid $8.50, right, and she worked a total of 64 hours, in grand total, how much should we pay her? Or in this case, how much did she earn in grand total? $500.44. $544, okay? So that's the gross pay. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and transfer that amount over, right? Because this is what we're going to be taking a look at in our little table here. So in your worksheet, you should have another table in there called Circular E. Go ahead and click on that. And of course, since I'm making it easier for you, I pulled the table for single people, okay? And this is their percentage method, and this is the bracket that they're going to make. So in this case, let's see, she made a total of $554. So $544, excuse me. So let's see which bracket that she actually belongs to. Okay. She's definitely made more than $146. And she's definitely made more than $526, right? Because she made $544. So in this case, she's going to fall under this category right here as a single status. So that means she's going to be charged 12% in excess, right? She gets to keep $526. She gets charged 12%, and the government's going to take $38 immediately away from her paycheck. So let's go ahead and take a look here. All right. So we're going to copy all this information. So $38, 12%, and $526. So going back to employees, right? Her marital status, once again, is single, right? All right. Total withholdings, 0. So that means total withholding amount is going to be 0 because in this case, right, she has nothing to withhold, so it's going to be 0. So the adjusted amount. So usually what happens is that you're going to, for the 2020, we would add any, if she has a secondary job, we would add any income, and we would subtract any deductions here. But in this case, she's claiming zero, everything. So in this case, the adjusted amount is going to be the $544 minus the zero, right? So in this case, right, the amount over is going to be 526, right? That's the amount that she can save or keep to herself. So we're going to take $544 and subtract out that 526 to determine how much money that she has claimed over. And in this case, she went over by $18, right? Plus the 12%, okay? So what is 12% of her earnings? So it's going to be the 18 times 12% because that's the bracket she belongs into. So therefore, $2.16 is how much in excess she's going to be charged based on that 12%. But we know that the government is going to withhold $38 even, right? We know that for a fact because that's what it said in the table. So now we need to calculate her total withholdings in grand total. So in this case, right, it's going to be the amount that the government's going to take, okay, plus any, plus the percentage, all right, which is in this case $2.16 to get a total of $40.16. Now, because she claimed no extra withholding, she has no dependents, no nothing, that means she is subject to withhold a total of $40.16. Okay. So now we need to also solve for her, the rest of the stuff, right? So her gross earnings, right, is 544. Her total federal income tax withholdings was $40.16. Okay. So in this case, what is going to be the amount of Social Security that that Irene is going to be subject to be contributing to? How much is that going to be? Right? For Social Security, in order to solve for that, you're going to take her gross wages, right? And multiply it by a percentage, right? Social Security is 6.2%. So in this case, how much is going to be her grand total amount of Social Security that she is subject to pay?
$33.73.
$33.73. Good, right? How much Medicare is she going to be withholding? $7.89 because I think I think it's eight. Yeah, equal round, yeah. Okay. Okay. Right? So in this case, right, we don't have any other extra benefits here except for just taking out the basic, which is just the federal income tax and the FICA. So in this case, what is going to be her total net pay? How much are we actually going to pay her?
$462.22.
$462.22. Okay. PR, so in this case, what journal are we going to write this in and what check number are we going to write her and what was the check amount. So in this case, right, we got to do the following, right? We need to journalize that we completed Irene's federal income tax withholdings, as well as Social Security and Medicare. So let's go ahead and journalize that. All right. So here we are still on page General Journal 18. Okay. So how am I going to journalize Irene's payment?
Okay, so that's a liability, right?
Um, so the items such as federal income tax withholding, Social Security, and Medicare are liabilities. Yes.
So would that be payroll liability? Oh no, okay, so the other ones are liabilities.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be salary and wages payable.
Not payable. We don't owe her money. We're paying her money right now.
Payroll liabilities? No. Is it payroll liability?
So in this case, right? If we're not gonna owe her the money, right? We're paying her right now.
Should be payroll expense.
It would be a payroll expense. So in this case, what's that specific item?
Um, Payable expense.
Irene payroll expense.
Okay, so under payroll expense, there's a couple items under payroll expense. What specific item am I looking for under payroll expense?
6810 for salary and wages expense.
Salaries and wages expense. Good, exactly, right? It's not a general payroll expense, but it is going to be looking at a salaries and wages expense. Right, so good. Salaries and wages expense. Okay. Account number 60.
6810.
Good. Okay. So good. Payroll expense, which in this case is going to be broken down into salaries and wages expense. Right? And checking. Okay, so checking is one of them, but okay, so okay, checking. Now, what about all those stuff that we took out of her paycheck? Because how much am I actually going to pay Irene? How much am I going to actually pay Irene?
462.22.
462, yes. 462.22. Okay. Now, how much did she earn from my company? Don't forget, she had to pay into her own taxes.
The 544.
She earned a total of 544, right? So in this case, my debits and credits don't match. So where does the rest of the money went? Where did it go?
Should be tax.
It's taxes. Good. Now, in this case, right? Did I pay for the taxes?
No.
No. I'm holding on to that money, right?
It should be tax payable.
Tax payable. Okay, now let's break it down to each and individual one. Okay, because now I owe the government, right? What's the very first one I owe?
Uh, Payroll tax.
With FICA?
Right.
Okay, FICA's one of them, but let's take a look at our chart of accounts. Do we have specific accounts for those liabilities?
No. Oh, Pacific account? Oh,
It would be the employee FITW payable in the OASDI and the HI.
Excellent,
oh,
right? So,
where is that?
what was that, Kim?
Where is that, Sony?
In the chart of accounts,
Yeah, I'm looking
um,
at it. But I don't see it.
let's see here. Let me go
It's
to mine. Under liabilities.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. Thank you.
Okay, so 24010. Oh no, sorry. 40. Let me see. 24030 is FITW. 24040 is OASDI, and then 50 is HI. So in this case, right, we have employee FITW payable. We have employee OASDI, which is old age and survivors disability insurance, which we know to be as Social Security. Okay. We have employee HI, which is also known as Medicare. Okay. And those were 24030, 24040, 24050. Okay. So in this case, how much was my FITW? How much was my federal income tax withholdings?
The net amount, the 4 6, is that 7? I can't see what that is. Oh,
No,
the 460, the
that
net amount?
I'm looking at FITW.
$40.16.
$40.16. Good. Okay. How much was my Social Security?
$33.73.
And how much was my Medicare?
$7.89.
Okay, good. And this should give you the grand total of the what she earned from you. Okay? Which in this case was $544, okay? So your gross pay will be the amount that she earned, okay? But all these taxes is something that she has to pay out of her own paycheck for. So the first one is federal income tax withholdings. Second is going to be your Social Security, and third is going to be your Medicare. Okay, so there it is, exactly like that. Okay, and what should my description be?
So it should be Irene's salary and wage expense.
Good, Irene's wages expense. Okay, you could do payroll period. You can do payroll period, but in this case, right, I also have to write a check to her. Right? So therefore, we need to go to our check register because we need to cut her a check for the 28, right? She's going to get 1528 for a total of $462.22. And I'm going to make this check out to Irene Jameson. Okay? So she gets check 1528. Okay? Good. So here we have the extra information, right? PR, we know to be that we were on General Journal 18. We know what the check number is. It's 1528. And we know exactly what the check amount was for, which is your total net pay, which is the $462.22. Okay? Now, here is where the choice you have here. It's either you want to stop here and post to your ledger, or if you want to finish up what the company's responsible for, you could do that as well. All right? So what do you guys want to do?
Everybody go with ledger first?
Okay. So let's see, salaries and wages expense is going to be an operating expense, right? Because we have to pay her, right? We're paying her now. We're not owing her money. We're paying her now. So in this case, let's find where my salaries and wages expenses, okay? 628, right? This is for Irene Jameson. Okay. General Journal 18 for what total amount?
$544.
$544. Okay. Okay. Let's see what's next. You can do checking. Check number 1528, and you can actually write paycheck if you want to. Okay. General Journal 18 for the amount of 540, oh, nope, $462.22. Okay. So therefore, how much money do we have left in our checking account?
I have 84.59.72.
Good. 84.59 and 72 cents is what we have left in our bank account. Okay. So let's go head over to our liabilities because now we need to pay into all of our liabilities we have here. So our first liability we have is our employee FITW. So here we are, employee FITW payable, right? It is the 28, right? We're going to say Irene. Okay. General Journal 18. And this time, how much do we owe the government for Irene's FITW?
$40.16.
$40.16. Okay. What about OASDI?
$33.73.
33.73. Okay. Last but not least, what about Medicare?
$7.89.
$7.89 to her Social Security. Good. We filled out our employee section in our subsidiary ledger, so there's nothing else we need to fill out in our subsidiary ledger. Okay. And that is it for that transaction. Okay. So going back to our subsidiary ledger, right? We also have one more table to fill out, which is going to be the company's responsibility to pay for having employees. So first thing that we have here for the gross pay is that she earned a total of $544. Okay. So OASDI, right? We already solved for that. That is a total of $33.73. How much was HI? $7.89. Okay. What about FUTA? How much are we subject to pay for federal unemployment tax?
I got 32.64.
32.64 is correct. What about the state unemployment? In this case, it's SUI. So what about this one?
2, 16.32.
1632, or you could have just taken half of FUTA. It would have been the same thing too. Okay. What about workers' compensation, right? In this case, I'm going to have to pay in case she gets burned. You know, what if she made a coffee and she burned her hand, right? And we have to pay some medical bills there. Or maybe she accidentally slammed her finger in the cash register. We don't know. We have to protect our employees, but also protect ourselves as well. So in this case, how much workers' compensation are we going to have?
I got 740. I did the 1.36%.
1 point. Okay, good. For $7.40. Good. Okay. So then, what is the total amount of tax that we are subject to have to pay?
97.98.
Ooh, whoops. Equal name. Let me do that again. Equal sum.
798.
64.25.
97.98. Good. So, these are the taxes that Coffee Cafe is subject to have to pay for having Irene as a employee. Okay. So therefore, let's go ahead and take a look at how we're going to journalize this transaction. So let me see if we have enough. Okay, we should have exactly enough. am I going to journalize the company's responsibility for having Irene as an employee?
So would that be a payroll liability?
Okay, so all of these items right here, yes, are payroll liabilities. But the very first account that we're going to take a look at is not a liability.
Accounts payable?
No.
Nope. Can you repeat the question? What is the company's what?
What is the company's responsibility to pay for Irene as
What is
having her as an employee? So you got the last half right, which is all these items are going to be payroll liabilities.
So that would be an expense. Is it labor expense?
Not a labor expense,
It just feels like labor expense. Okay.
but you're close. It is an expense.
Business expense?
Not a business expense.
Office payroll, salary. Oh, what is it? So I don't want to be guessing, but is it salary and wages expense?
In
It
this,
would be the company's responsibility?
it's the company's responsibility. But what are all these items that we just listed here? Do they go towards a salary?
No.
Okay, good. Then what does it go towards?
It goes towards the company expense for having that person as an employee.
Okay, what account name?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
What are we dealing? What are these? What are the items that we're dealing with right now?
We are dealing with employee. The items that we're dealing with are what the company is responsible to pay as for having that person as an employee, right?
And we call that payroll, right?
Right.
Isn't
Okay.
this is what we're calculating? We're calculating payroll, right? So there's
That's
one more account underneath commissions expense, and what is that account called?
salary and wage expense. You said
Underneath,
under. Oh.
what's underneath commissions expense?
Oh, payroll tax expense. Oh, okay, now I get it. So it's a payroll, okay, so it's the payroll, and that's the tax expense that they have to pay to keep Irene as an employee. Got it.
Yes, that is 100% correct, right? Federal unemployment tax, state unemployment tax. Okay?
Got it. Okay, got it.
Yes. All right, so it's okay, so there you go. Payroll tax expense, which is 608. Is it 30 or is it 50?
It's 30.
30. All
Um,
right.
630.
6830. Okay, so payroll tax expense. All right, now we have to list out all of the accounts of all the items that we just calculated right here. So let's take a look at our chart of accounts because all of these, we're not paying them now. We're going to hold on to that money and pay them later. So in this case, it is a payroll liability. So what accounts are we going to use to separate between employee and the company?
24,000 payroll liability.
Okay, but it's broken down even further. And what is
Oh,
that?
so the accounts that are in the with capital letters, those are sub accounts,
Those are main
and the
accounts.
one more time.
Those are main accounts.
those are a main account. And so the ones that are in lowercase, those are not sub accounts? I
Those
thought I wrote
those
mine.
are sub
Oh,
accounts.
these are the sub accounts.
Yes, because the
So
sub account gives the main account more detail.
okay, so the accounts that are capitalized, those are considered as main accounts.
Yes,
The accounts that are lowercase, those are considered as sub accounts,
correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay. So the sub account that would go under the payroll tax expense, payroll tax. So I lost it. What was your question again?
What are
Which
the
ones?
accounts that that we calculated here in our table that we're going to place in there? How do we separate
So would it,
our employees taxes, our
mhm.
employee payroll taxes versus our company payroll taxes? What accounts are
So
those?
would it be the 24060, the company FICA, the company FUTA, the company SUTA?
That is correct. Company FICA, right?
Damn, I'm so good.
Company FUTA, right? Okay. I should write them out all the way. So company FICA payable, okay? Company FUTA payable, okay? We have company SUTA payable, and we have workers' compensation. I think I put workers' comp, okay? And those are accounts number 24060.
24060, 2470. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
24070,
Mm-hmm.
and the 80, 24080, and 24090.
Perfect, okay? So how much was FICA?
So I
This was on your
on the FICA
quiz. This was on your quiz. What is FICA?
one 1.36%.
Okay, so in this case, we've already calculated those amounts.
I see at the top it says FICA 7.65%, but um, it's covering two areas right there. Do we add those two together? The the O, the OASDI and the HI. Do we add those two together? Those two totals?
That was on the quiz, right? What makes up FICA?
Oh, Medicare. Okay, Medicare and
Social Security. So in this case,
Social,
Social Security was $33.73, and
and the
Medicare,
other one is, so we'll total those two together, right?
yes.
So it's 33.73 plus $7.89 is 41.62.
Good, right? How much was the company FUTA?
$32.64.
Good. How much was the SUTA?
I can't see it. Can you move it? 16.32.
$16.32. Okay. Excuse me. What is workers' compensation?
Workers' comp is $7.40.
Mm-hmm. So 16.32 and $7.40. So in grand total, how much was my payroll tax expense?
$97.98.
$97.98. Good. Make your note here. You could say payroll taxes for Irene. Okay. So in this case, right, we're going to go ahead and place it into our ledger. Okay. Starting off with our very first account with the payroll tax expense. So payroll tax expense is going to be an operating expense. Okay. Okay. And for the note, I'm just going to write Irene because that's our only employee that we're calculating these taxes on. We are John General Journal 18. And the amount of taxes we have to pay is $97.98. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and update all of our liabilities because we're not going to pay the government now. We're going to pay the government later. So therefore, we're going to owe the government some money, all right? Starting with our first one, company FICA payable, right? 628. Once again, you're going to write Irene, okay? Because that's exactly who we're calculating this payroll taxes for a total of $41.62. Okay. Okay. And then let's see. Company Fuda. Company Fuda. Okay. Again, Irene. General Journal 18. And how much was FICA? I'm sorry, Fuda.
That's item. Isn't it Irene? IRERE?
Oh,
Irene?
yeah, sorry, my screen is extremely
It's
small.
a
So
person.
I I
IRNE?
R E N E.
Yeah.
Okay. For what's her total FUTA?
$41.62? No,
That's the
that's the
FICA.
company. So her total futa is $40.16.
That's her FITW.
Yeah, let me make it a little bigger. Okay, my bad. Futa, her futa, company, FICA, futa. Am I not seeing it? Um, so I see the FITA, the Social Security, the Medicare, the Social Security, Medicare. You said what is her futa?
Company FUTA. What was the amount that we calculated for
The
FUTA?
company. Okay. I'm sorry. The company is futa is 32.64.
$32.64. Okay. Okay. What about the company SUTA? How much was it that I calculated based on Irene's earnings?
$16.32.
$16.32. Okay. Last but not least, what was workers' compensation?
Workers comp $7.40.
$7.40. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Let's just do Let's do Albert real quick since his commissions is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. All right, so we finished general journal number 18 here, right? No check needs to be written out because we're not paying the government, right? So in this case, right, it says here in our worksheet that we need to pay Albert, right? Because he submitted to his, right? Albert Allen, his total sales was $140. $1,401.68. He gets 10%, which gives us a total of $140.18. Now let's go ahead and double confirm that in the commission section of the subsidiary ledger, which right here 140.18 was correct, right? Because we rounded his sales along the way. So in this case, he earned a total of $140.18. So therefore, we need to cut him a check because he's not our employee. He is just a simple commissions. He's a simple independent contractor that we hired to just simply sell our coffee for us as a sales representative. So he's an independent contractor. And as an independent contractor, we are not responsible to pay any taxes to or for Albert. So in this case, he is just a mere expense to the company. Okay, we are not responsible for anything because he's responsible, because as an independent contractor, he's responsible to pay for his own taxes as his own business. Right? So he's a 1099 worker. Right? So therefore, how do I just pay Albert?
It should be commission payable and checking.
Okay, in this case, we're paying him today. We're not going to owe him.
Oh, we just paying today.
Because commissions payable means that we're not paying him yet. We're paying him later, right? Because we owe him that money. In this case, we're paying him now. He's just a mere expense to the company.
So what is your question? How much are we going to cut him the check for?
The question is, what account am I going to be using?
Oh, okay.
So at least we could get that out of the way, right? Because we are going to cut him a check.
So it should be commission expense, right?
Commissions expense is correct, yes, because we're paying him today. So therefore, we incurred an expense.
And it should be checking or credit.
Because we're paying him, we're cutting him a check. So checking, okay? So commissions expense should be 68.30. No, 20. And checking
0, yeah.
10,100. Now, how much do we owe Albert?
$140.18.
That is correct.
And that's what we're going to take out the checking account. $140.18.
So
That's that.
okay, so for 140.18 to Albert Allen. Okay. For check number 1529. So let's go ahead and make our note. What's my note going to say?
paid, paid Albert Allen, um, commission. Oh, would you break it down on how he was paid
Mm-hmm.
on commission?
Mm-hmm.
On
10%.
10% commission.
Mm-hmm. Check
Okay.
number.
What is it? Um, what check was it? 1529. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So last thing that we have left to do is to post it to our ledgers. So once again, because we're paying him today, it's going to be an incurred expense. So there we are, commissions expense, 628. You're going to write Albert Allen, 10% of sales. Okay. General Journal 19, since we started a new one, for 140.18. Okay. Right. Once we've done the commissions expense, last but not least, we need to update our checking account because we cut him a check. So we need to make sure how much money we have after he cashes out his check. So check number 1529. Okay. Right. It's not a paycheck because it's just a mere expense. So in this case, I'm just going to write it as we just wrote a check to him. Right. General Journal 19. And we're going to decrease our account by $140.18. Okay. So therefore, how much cash should we have left at the end of the day?
80. No, that's wrong. I think. I didn't subtract. 8459.72 minus 140.18. 8319.54.
Excellent. 83, 19, 54 is the grand total. Okay. So what I'm going to have you guys do is we're going to stop here because all we have to do left is to do another owner's withdrawal. But I think we should call it a day. It's already 11:45. So we'll stop here and tomorrow we'll pick up on here and do the trial balance tomorrow and then get started with the week 5 of Coffee Cafe, okay? Which is the remaining 29 and 28, 29 and 30. Okay. So other than that,